Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. Before I begin, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has liked, shared, subscribed, and who has donated to this channel. I would also like to thank everyone who has purchased a reading with me. This is a general reading, so it is not going to resonate with each and every one of you. These messages are only for a specific few of you. So let's begin. Here we have a card of castigation, and this is somebody who is punishing themselves, blaming themselves for something. They could be feeling guilty for something. They feel powerless with regards to a situation, and they could be feeling like they're trapped in some sort of vicious circle. Okay? Over here, justice is in the reverse, and so this is about feeling that, it's unfair. What has happened is completely unfair. Um, Justice could be saying that they're about to make an emotional decision or a decision based on emotion rather than logic, or that they did actually take one based on emotion rather than logic, and it's why they're in this position that they find themselves in. But this person, they really want a second chance at a relationship, and it's almost like they would do anything to get this, right? I feel that this person often goes into fantasy. It's like it comes with the Six of Swords and the Six of Wisdom. It's like it's not balanced, or it doesn't feel balanced in reality, and so they move to this fantasy world, building rainbows. But you know, this is a card of Neptune here. And for me, the Neptune is like a blind spot. It's something you believe was real is not. And, it's kind of like you find out too late. Fortuna. This is a card of trust and somebody who has trust issues, lack of optimism. This can speak to a bruised ego, and it does sit above the preacher. So they could have a bruised ego with regards to this relationship that they are trying to build. But, they're building something, let's remember, based upon a fantasy, right? And it's almost like they're fighting off those feelings of doom, those birds of prey. I feel like they're fighting those off. And they do so by escaping reality and going back into their fantasy. We have the question of the Grail here, and I feel this has to do with this situation. They're seeking love, or they're seeking a specific person, because this is a card of love affairs. And the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, it's like there's no effort here, perhaps on the other person's part. The question of the Grail. This is about what you perceive to be real. It's like you're seeking an answer, okay? but you can never find it. It's elusive, right? And it's because you what you perceive to be real, which is this fantasy, okay, doesn't have an answer. And it's like you're seeking or asking the wrong questions, is what it's telling you. It's like you can't get an answer to something that is not real. You want an answer based upon what you perceive, what you believe. You may try to um, put this fantasy on to the other person. You really believe in this fantasy here with this person here because they really believe, that they are right. And they want back in this relationship. But we have this Nine of Swords energy here in reverse. So they could be shutting this out because this is an energy they would want to put behind them. And maybe once again, that would go back to escaping reality and going into this fantasy world because they don't want to deal with the truth or with the stress. All they know is they want back in this relationship. So they become like chained to that illusion, to that fantasy. And in effect, they're deceiving themselves here. Okay? We go down here from the Nine of Swords to the Ten of Swords. And this comes with responsibility for creation card here. So I feel like I feel that you finally come back down to earth. I do feel that with this card, you finally learn a lesson in all of this and accept the responsibility, that you stop punishing yourself, that uh, recognize what exactly you were doing here, that you can't escape the reality. Sooner or later it catches up to you, so you have to accept it, you have to deal with it. And this is you, this is the Lord of Love in reverse, so it's like hiding your feelings. So I feel that you you have to deal with those, to release them. And maybe you fear, or because this card is in reverse, you fear that this person would leave you, or will leave you. And this is what it's like what drives you, but to go there, or what pushes you there, is those fears. And for some reason you feel like there's some sort of guilt attached to this, and only you would know what that is. um, So that's, it's what I have for you. Um, it really is about, you know, getting grounded and facing the reality of this situation and this possibility that this person could leave. Um, but it's not the end of the world. You have to face it. You have to stay in reality that you will or would get back on your feet if that were the case. It doesn't say that is the case, but it seems to be more of a fear that you have here, because this Knight of Swords in reverse is somebody who blows hot, blows cold. They don't stick around. Um, yeah. So I think that's about it. I hope that this makes sense to somebody out there, and that it helps you, um, because it's about um, being responsible for uh, your successes and your failures. In effect, we have to face up to that also and accept the responsibility for it. So I thank you for watching. Many blessings. Bye for now.